Good morning. We'll call this committee of the whole meeting to order for March 19th, 2025. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Barnes.
Present.
Mrs. Burdick? Here. Mr. Curran? Mr. Demick? Mr. Fanton? Mrs. Hanchett?
Here.
Mr. Harris?
Here.
Mr. Havey?
Here.
Mr. Healy?
Here.
Mr. Ricky?
Here.
Mrs. Ricketts Swales?
Here.
Mrs. Root? Mr. Rumfelt? Mr. Stockin?
Here.
9 present, 5 absent.
Thank you. All right, kind of a catch-all cow today. Probably more than half of it's going to end up in executive session. These top agenda items, this is a confessional period now, are as much for my benefit than anyone else. These are board priorities that have kind of been delayed, and so I wanted to get them back on all of our radars. The first being the 250th. The only person that knows how to say the word is Carissa. Semi-sesquicentennial? Okay, Semi-sesquicentennial Committee, if you recall, was formed last, I believe, June. It's been about half filled. Bev was kind enough to just drop on your desk a copy of the resolution creating the committee that includes in the resolution the makeup of the committee. So we need to get this committee meeting and we need to get it filled out. Gretchen, you were appointed, right? And I was appointed. I think that we're the only 2 board members on it. Anyone else? So long ago, maybe Jen's on it. If you guys could rack your brains in your own communities and think of, based on those qualifications that are listed in the resolution, and Brenda has a copy of which of those positions have been filled if you need to double check, we could get it filled. Where I dropped the ball was I continued to tell our county attorney that I was going to bring over to her a set of draft bylaws. I have not done that. So I'm going to admit now that probably it would be better if maybe we could ask the county attorney's office just to draft those bylaws for us, and we can have those ready to go for the first meeting. County attorney's office is great at getting committees like this up and running with their organization meetings and so forth. So if she could do that, and that's really all you need, Allison, right, is just some direction to do that, and then we could get going.
I have to check first if you actually need bylaws or not.
Okay.
So let me figure that out first, because you may not need them.
Nice. Okay. Thank you. So that's all I've got on that, but they do need to get going. I'll commit to you, Mr. Barnes, that my dream of doing a county seal contest is probably dead. I know you like our county seal, and I see that it does have some benefits, but I've got a new idea that I'm looking forward to sharing with the 250th committee when they start meeting. Any comments or questions on the 250 committee? Okay, county forest. This is another one that, remember, this was, the county forest improvements were funded through ARPA money. There's a substantial amount of money left that was allocated. When last we talked, Tom had drafted RFP for trail design on Travis Lot and Dixon Lot. We have not sent that out yet. So I guess the question, we have the draft, and Brenda's going to be sending that out to you guys either this morning or this afternoon. But do we need board approval? Now I'm looking at the back table again. Do we need board approval to go out for those proposals, or can we just do it? All we have right now is a draft from, we have the ARPA allocation, that's squared away, and we have a draft RFP or RFQ, whatever it is. Does that need approval to?
If you don't need approval to go out for an
No, you do need approval to
You
go
do
out
need
for.
approval.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the bidding, you don't need approval to go out for bidding, but if you're doing an
You
RFP,
need approval for the RFP.
unless you already got it when you went before.
And I
No.
You'd just make a motion now in committee of the whole, and then you'd have approval, and then that's it. You don't need a resolution.
We don't even need to take it to the full board?
No.
You can do,
So I see Mr. Healy's microphones are already on, but let's get a motion in a second to request that's going to go through DPW, right?
You really could just make the motion here in the cow.
No, I mean,
Oh.
they're going to be actually performing the task of going out for RFP.
If you have it all written and issuing it, yes, they could issue. It doesn't matter. They could issue it. My office could issue it. Allison's office could issue it. I'm sure your RFP has who the responses go back to, and you just have to advertise it. It's really the last step.
Okay. So we can make that motion in second now. Thank you, Legislator Hanchett. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. Havey. Any questions or comments, Mr. Healy?
So once again, I asked the question, what kind of money are we talking about here? What do we have set aside for that from ARP funds? And also, I mean, these are something we have to maintain also. So is DPW budgeting to maintain these sites also? And how much are we looking at money-wise?
Okay. So how much money it would cost to do the design work is something we'd find out when we receive the proposals from the RFQ or RFP. I think we've talked about when you get to the point of maintenance, that you try to do something similar to what the state forests do and the state parks do, which is enlist the help of friends, organizations, volunteer groups, and so forth. People that utilize the trail system are the ones that maintain the trail. But as far as, day-to-day costs associated with picking up garbage around pavilions, that kind of stuff, I don't know. Tom could answer that. And I think for your other questions, Terry could probably pull up what was allocated, which I think was $321,000. She should be able to tell us what's left out of that after the improvements to the Travis lot. While she's looking it up, Ms. Ricketts-Swales.
Can you just remind me where those two lots are?
Travis lot's in the town of Angelica, just north of the village, and the Dixon lot is in the town of Birdsville, like about a mile as the crow flies southeast of the Birdsville Inn. Mr. Barnes.
How many county forests are there?
There's like 15 or so, I would say.
What's the total acreage?
I think it's 2,000 or 3,000 acres. Does that
Total?
sound right? Total. They range in size from, very small, like lots, to as big as, I think, 300 some acres.
2,050 acres total.
Thank you.
What was that again?
2,050 acres total.
Thank you.
Are you looking, County Treasurer? Okay.
Another question.
Mr. Healy?
There's already several trails and river parks along the county, most of which I don't see being utilized that often. I go by quite a few of them on a regular basis. And I doubt how much extra we really need here in the county. Also, and what it brings in, those people bring to Allegheny County, not what the state figures are statewide, but what they actually bring into Allegheny County. I don't think it's it's hard enough to take care of what is already out there. The state owns quite a bit. There might be some private associations own other trails or parks. I don't see the need for it.
Thank you. Legislator Hanchett?
Yes, they are used. Impact works with DEC, and they now have counters up. I could look while we're talking to tell you the number of people using the trails. It's a lot higher than people realize. It's quite high. And what they're doing is the tracking in and out. They don't do the same person going in and out on both sides. So that is being used. As far as Impact, which is a group that works along with many other ones, they get grants and they maintain it. They're redoing the trails. And when we talked about bringing people into the county and what we have here, it's one aspect, not just manufacturing, which is very important, but it's also bringing people in to enjoy the beauty of the nature. So I know we've already approved it, and I feel that it's very important to have.
Thank you.
Well, I like hard numbers. Can you give me any hard numbers, sir?
I
told
you I would look when I.
Right. I know a few people probably use it on a regular basis. Probably some local residents use it on a regular basis. They just question the expansion of what we already have rather than taking care of what there is out there.
Thank you, Mr. Healy. The money's already been allocated, so that's good. Treasurer Ross.
Yes, the allocation was in '22, you allocated $321,000. We built the one through our own in-house DPW. It cost us about $41,000. So you have, about $280,000. I think you identified maybe locations, 5 or 6 locations. So the money is there. It has to be spent by December of '26. It is not any of our local taxpayers' money at this point. It is all the ARPA money that has to be spent by December of
And we couldn't
26.
utilize that someplace else?
Not at this time. It had to be committed by 12/31 of '24, and you did that.
All right, thank you.
So, yeah, this is out there for this purpose. It's Resolution 33122.
Okay, so we had a motion and a second. Mr. Stocking.
As I say, the whole trail thing is picking up, and it's going to be even better for Allegheny County because next summer on the Greenway Trail, 4 bridges are going in the north part of the trail through Hume and Candiadea. And when they're done, then hikers can come all the way down the middle of the county. So I think it's a good deal.
Thank you. All right, further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? All right, that's approved. Community service recognition. We've kind of fallen off track with our regularly scheduled monthly community service recognitions. I was just hoping maybe today we could just divvy up some months, go 3, 4, 5 months out. Are there any districts that want to volunteer to take, we could do one at the end of April, take one at the second board meeting in April? Should we get the ball rolling, District 5? You want to do the April one?
We've got someone too.
You want to take May? That's 5 and 1. 2, you just did one. So we'll push you to the end. What about 4? Yeah. How about June? Which district got the fair meeting last year? 2? Oh, yeah. Wait, but Angelica's D1. I mean, I'd be willing to give up the fair if you guys, anyone have an objection to 2 taking the fair meeting again? That's like a high profile meeting. 2 years ago was the pharmacist. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You guys want the fair meeting?
Sure.
Okay. All right, that'll get us through the fair. So actually, we're missing District 3. Nobody's here from District 3. All right, so they'll get August. All right, that knocks off number 5. Number 6, this is just a heads up for the board that if you recall last year, Alex Regan and Ryan Gregoire came down and did like a state budget analysis for us. They're going to do that again this year. It's not going to be Ryan this year. It's going to be Alex and Pat Cummings. are going to come. It's in April. I don't have the date in front of me, but they're going to come. It'll be a similar thing. We'll do it in a cow on a Wednesday before a board meeting. So I just wanted to let you know that. I kind of thought that was worthwhile last time around. And,
It'll be approved by then?
no, now that you say that, it might be May. Either way, it probably won't be approved by then, which is why I think Ryan's not going to be able to come because he's going to be busy.
I was joking, but
Well,
it's supposed to be approved.
yeah, I don't think it was last year when they were here. I don't think it was approved.
Our district meetings, you're looking at scheduling one a month?
District meetings?
Yeah, district recognition,
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah.
just one a month?
I think that's all that I have the capacity for personally, but
Well, sometimes I think the veterans, used to be we did veteran every meeting. I know sometimes they didn't wish to avail themselves of the limelight, but I'd like to see us put a little more emphasis on veterans and also on maybe recognizing some of the volunteers. Thank you.
Mr. Hennessy has a standing invitation to recommend veterans for us anytime. Maybe in your position as Legion Commander, you could pick up some of that responsibility and cycle it through Mike's office and bring us people.
I try.
Yeah, it's harder than you'd think, but yeah. No, that would be in addition and anytime that we can get a veteran in here to recognize and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, we would be welcoming.
Your dad would be a good one. Thank you.
Okay. Would anyone care to make a motion to enter executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment history of a particular individual? Thank you, Legislator Ricketts Swales, seconded by Legislator Havey. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, and we're in executive session.